Queen Salith ignored her seething court. "Sit beside me." "Human." Evan halted in the packed royal forum. Thousands of scaled faces turned, iridescent eyes narrowing. He scanned for an empty seat at the chamber's edge, boots echoing on polished stone. Her clawed hand clamped his arm strong as alloy, warm through his sleeve. She yanked him sideways, into the throne-adjacent chair of carved obsidian. Evan sat without protest. He mirrored the protocol he'd clocked. Palms up, shoulders squared, gaze level. No flourish. The queen leaned close, her multifaceted eyes locking on. "Evan Rook, speak plain on our border skirmishes. Deploy sensor drones," he said. "Human models detect cloaked ships at 10 kilometers. Yours miss half. Share schematics. We integrate tomorrow." Murmurs swelled. Captain Nema Jex gripped her blade hilt, tail lashing distrust. Minister Kethroon surged to his feet, robes billowing like storm clouds. "This soft-skinned ape pollutes the throne row. Protocol demands justification or expulsion." Evan held steady. Voice even. "Test me. I concede human fusion cells for your queen's shield grid. Verifiable output. Triple her throne's power in one cycle. Public audit. Your engineers." Silence crashed down. Keth's mandibles parted in shock. Salith's grip tightened on his arm, a squeeze of alliance. "Accepted." Nema's tail stilled. Eyes widened at the human's unflinching calm. Keth sat, fuming. But the chamber buzzed approval. Evan exhaled. One concession down. Assassins next? Evan followed Queen Salith into the shadowed private corridor, her claws clicking on stone ahead. "List your forbidden actions," he said. "Clear protocol. No surprises." She halted, multifaceted eyes gleaming, turned fully to him. "You presume much, human, but your calm intrigues." Paused. No touch of throne stone without leave. No raised voice in chamber. No unbidden tech display. He nodded once. Committed it to memory. Salith's mandibles clicked approval. "You are my guest shadow now. Attend every meeting at my side. Shadow me. Or fail." Evan inclined his head. "Understood." Captain Nema Jex burst from a side alcove, blade half drawn. "Intruder drill!" She slammed a panel. Alarms wailed. Shadows shifted. Exit sealed. Evan moved. Scanned sightlines. Barred the main arch with a loose bench. Blocked the service grate with his satchel. Herded Salith to the vaulted dead end, back to wall. "Secure here." "Drones inbound?" Nema's tail froze. She signaled all clear. "How?" "You mapped vents blind." "Procedure," Evan said. Minister Kethroon intercepted them later, robes swirling. "Evan Rook, ceremonial maze honors you. Follow." He led into twisting crystal halls, record drone hovering. Evan stopped at a glyph-carved arch. "Neutral interpreter required. Protocol 17. B. Cross-species equity." Keth's mandibles gaped. "Repeat the path. Witnesses now." Evan tapped his comm. Guards arrived. Salith watched from afar. Eyes sharp. Keth flushed violet. Backed away. The drone powered down. Salith approached, claws brushing Evan's arm. "You turn our rules against them." Evan met her gaze. "Rules protect." Salith strode into the grand hall, Evan at her side. Crystal pillars hummed with record drones. Courtiers bowed low. A courier knelt, proffering the unity. Offering a sealed crystal orb on velvet. "Present it," Salith commanded Evan. Her voice cut the murmurs. "Beside your queen." Evan stepped forward. Protocol locked his gaze on the orb. He lifted it toward the throne dais. Sealant gleamed uneven. One edge dueled, micro cracks spidering under light. Human training screamed. His hand shot up. Palm out, mid-ritual halt. The hall went silent. Mandibles froze mid-click. Drone's word to pause. Contamination risk, Evan said. Calm. Procedure. Do not open. Salith's eyes narrowed. Explain. Evan snatched a palace scanner from a side-altar standard residue probe. He swept the orb's seam. Screen flared red. Toxin signature. Neurobind 9. Alien brew. Residue confirmed. Lethal on breach. Captain Nima Jex barked orders. Bulkheads slammed. Exits sealed. She lunged, pinning the courier. Secured! Minister Kethrun surged forward, robes flaring violet. Blasphemy. Punish the off-worlder. Ritual desecration. Salith's claw silenced him. Live inquiry. Now. She turned to Evan. Mandibles brushing his shoulder. Human. You are my authority on foreign hazards. Temporary. Prove it again. Keth sputtered. Nima's tail flicked doubt, then respect. Evan nodded once. Scanned the hall anew. Source next. Check the chain. Salith's gaze held his. Trust sparked. Lead. Salith's claw gripped Evan's sleeve. You join me tonight. Negotiation dinner. Factions circle. Like vipers. Evan nodded. Scanner still humming in his hand. Hall bulkheads hissed open hours later. He followed her to the grand refectory. Crystal chandeliers, pulsing biolum light. Long table gleamed under faction banners. Minister Kethrun sat at her left, eyes like polished obsidian. State demands clearly, Salith commanded as voices rose. Mandibles clacked over trade routes, border oaths. Evan pulled a slate from his tunic, tapped it live, projected a grid mid-air, columns for factions, rows for resources, timelines. Map it here, concrete terms only. No poetry. Keth leaned in, scent of spiced venom wafting. Human presumes? Procedure, Evan said. Clears the fog. One by one, speakers locked terms. Grid filled. Or quotas. Patrol rotations. Coalition fractures. Mended on the holo. Keth slammed a claw. He threatened the Queen! Witnesses during the orb halt. He raised his hand in violence. Gasps rippled. Drones whirred closer. Captain Nima's guards tensed. Evan tapped his slate. Security optics. Replay from Mark 1427. Holo bloomed. His palm out. Scanner sweeping. No threat. Timeline pinned Keth's courier, same face as the tamper suspect in the wings. Signaling. Lie exposed, Evan said flatly. Salith rose. Took his arm, mandibles brushing his ear. Evan Rook stands under royal protection. Harm him, you challenge me. Keth's robes wilted violet. Nima's tail stilled in salute. Trust sealed the table silent. Minister Keth surged to her feet. I move to strip Queen Salith's authority. Expel the human destabilizer now. The chamber erupted. Drones swarmed overhead, broadcasting live to every hive world. Salith gripped Evan's arm. Her mandibles clicked softly against his sleeve. She strode forward, pulling him onto the central dais. Biolume crystals flared brighter under her shadow. Confidence vote, she declared. All factions. Broadcast seals it. Evan tapped his slate. A new hologrid bloomed. Mutual defense pacts linking rival blocks. Trade flows balanced ore from the rim to core forges. Patrols shared without conquest. No side lost face. Murmurs shifted to nods. Claws tapped approvals. Captain Nima's eyes locked on Evan. Her tail flicked wary approval. Vote begins, Salith intoned. A kill signal shrieked. Drones dove. Stingers deploying venom payloads. Nima lunged, plasma blade severing the lead drone's core. Shrapnel sparked. Evan spotted the relay, a fist-sized puck pulsing on a minister's bench. He tackled it mid-air, slate edge smashing the emitter. Sparks died. Drones plummeted inert. Guards swarmed the bench. Keth recoiled. robes staining violet with guilt scent. Silence crashed back. Salith turned to Evan. Her claw traced his jaw public, binding. Evan Rook, partner in throne and proof. I oath alliance here. Swear with me. He met her gaze. Nodded once. Sworn. The chamber thundered approval. Nema saluted. Keth slumped. Defeated. Evan felt her mandibles brush his ear again. Trust, forged in fire.